All right, so the white chocolate chips seem fine. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Weird.
Good.
Are they yummy?
They're yummy.
Maybe I need a whole pile of those right now. Then you said the carob chips look...
Carob chips are slightly...
kind of stuck together.
But they're not horrible. Looks like the bag kind of absorbs some of the oils. That one's going to be a...
little carob chip bar for you. And then we got chocolate chips. Oh yeah, that's weird. They're not even melted together. How is that possible?
Are they designed to not melt because they're chocolate chips?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh gosh. Here's our Azure standard order. Vegan prepper. Vegan prepper. Hey everyone, Kathy the Vegan Prepper here, and we had a slightly tragic Azure standard haul this time around for September, but I'm still going to show you like what we got, and hopefully it'll still kind of give you guys some ideas to help you out. But I'm also going to explain exactly the circumstances under which this has occurred so that hopefully you can avoid a similar thing, especially if you are somebody who has a Gmail email account. And so basically the truck that was supposed to deliver our food broke down, and we got that update that we weren't sure when it was going to come, and they were going to be sending another email out to update. And so because I had a ton of frozen stuff in this order, like a ton, it was $130 worth of frozen things in this order. I was checking my email religiously over and over and over again every single day. My drop coordinator had only my home phone number because that's the phone number that I gave to Azure. I didn't give my cell phone number, just sort of like as a personal policy. I don't give companies my cell phone number because I don't trust that they will not like use it more than they should. Not necessarily specifically Azure, it's just like my general policy. Although at this point now I have updated and given them my cell phone number so that this never happens again. But basically the very long version of it, made short, is Gmail, because they did send another email almost immediately after the first one about the truck difficulties, and they updated and said that everything was fine, and it was on its way again. So instead of my order arriving at 11, it was arriving at 12:30 on Friday, and it's Monday, and we just got the order because I did not know until just this morning that the order had arrived. So there went all of our frozen things. Because like I said, it was like the two emails that they sent were the same exact subject. So Gmail grouped them together rather than having them be two separate emails. And then going back and looking, I saw, yeah, there is a teeny tiny number 2 next to the subject line of the original email that was sent, which I guess is obviously indicating that there's a second email in that same thread, but I didn't notice it or see it, and I just read, oh, okay, truck broke down, so like, okay, click delete, and I'll wait for the update, not knowing that the update was directly underneath the first email, and it was already just coming just a couple hours late. So yeah, that's what happened. So it was absolutely not Azure Standard's fault. They sent out the update emails. It was Gmail's fault for grouping the emails together, and maybe not even their fault, since there was technically that like microscopic little 2 next to the thing, but like I've never seen that before or thought to even look for it. So anyway, super disappointing and heartbreaking. Actually, I found out that my drop coordinator herself didn't even know that there was an updated thing until somebody in the drop called her and said, hey, did you see that it's coming at 12:30? And she was like, wait, what? Because it did the same thing to her. She also has Gmail, and she didn't even see the second email either. So what I have done to attempt to fix the situation is I have called Azure Standard now. Originally I called them and said I never got an email. And so they did credit me back for the hash browns, because it was like, at that point, if it was true, it would be their fault if they never sent the updated email. But then I since found out that they did, and I just didn't see it because of whatever Gmail did, grouped it. And when I called back, I said, look, I'm not trying to get anything because I recognize it's not my fault. I mean, not your guys' fault. It's my fault or Gmail's fault or whatever, whatever, somebody's fault. Just a dumb thing that happens sometimes. And so the lady was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, and I'm not going to yell at a customer service lady. Okay. So I'm honestly not mad at Azure Standard. This is just a weird tech. Somebody at Gmail thought it would be smart to group emails together rather than leaving them separate. Innovation, I guess. So, but she said she's not going to remove the credit. So I did get credited for, the hash browns. Honestly, for me personally, I'm going to cry. The frustration for me, even though it is like, it was $130 worth of frozen stuff. It's not even so much the money. Not that I'm like, again, not like I'm rolling in it. I don't have like $130 to throw away by any means. But for me, it's the food. It's throwing away all that food is so heartbreaking to me. Because potentially I can make money again, but that food now is gone. So that's the part that really upsets me. Because a lot of what we do and a lot of why we do what we do is to like save food and prevent food waste and to be less wasteful. And now we're just like throwing all this stuff away. So anyway, moving forward, they have my cell phone number now, and I also know to look for the Gmail thing, but also now Azure Standard knows that if they send 2 emails with the exact same subject line, it's possible that they will get grouped, and people will miss it. So anyway, moving forward. Anyway, that was long. Sorry for my venting. But anyway, let's go see some of the good news. Cause I lost it because, I started crying really hard because I remembered that now I'm crying because I'm like remembering how upset I was, even though it's fine. I also ordered like $100 worth of chocolate chips on this order too. Like it was like, and I was like, holy crap. My chocolate chips have been sitting outside for 4 days. They've just been at my drop coordinator's house. And like, she couldn't get hold of me. But it turns out there's happy news. The chips are basically somehow miraculously okay. Like the carob chips kind of melted together a bit. But anyway, I'll show you guys. Not all is lost. I was afraid that literally everything was like I wasn't just out like 130. I was out like $230 on this order, but I'm not. Everything basically turned out okay. So yes, I apologize for this. This is not the typical Azure Standard order video. I just wanted to discuss the situation and hopefully prevent anybody else from dealing with that in case they are like technological noobs like me. Like, I don't know. I'm a millennial, right? Like I'm like one of the world's oldest millennials. I'm 38 years old. Like I still have grown up with technology, but sometimes I feel stupid. And I sometimes get really angry at all of this like streamlining and like innovation. Like why do you need to streamline a freaking inbox? Just put the 2 emails in there so people can see the 2 emails. Okay, anyway, that's it. I'm done. I don't need to rant anymore. Let's go look at the cute stuff. Okay, so here is the haul. What's left of it, not pictured, was a full 20-pound box of the Southern style hash brown potatoes, and I'm definitely going to order more of those next month, and then, not leave them sitting for 3 days. And then we got a full box of tempeh, and I honestly can't remember how many pounds were in the tempeh. And then 2 boxes of Ezekiel brand bread products. One was a box of the English muffins, and one was a box of the tortillas. And we were slightly iffy on those. They're extremely perishable. We weren't sure if, sitting out in like 100-degree heat, if they'd still be okay. So we were kind of leaning towards tossing them anyway. But then the English muffins were fully and 100% completely overrun with ants in every single package in the box because they were sitting outside at my drop coordinator's house, since Friday, and it's Monday. So anyway, yeah, those are a loss as well. So, but what do we have left? Let's focus on the good, and that, stuff came through unharmed and still good, and I still have a lot of really great things to share with you guys. So one of the things I was super excited about seeing this month was that they have boxes of bean pasta, and I have not specifically tried this brand. I will absolutely be letting you guys know how I feel about these. I can't imagine they're not good. Like, most bean pastas are great. We do like pasta in our house, but for the most part, I like for it to be bean pasta, just because it ends up being a lot more nutrition than just like a straight pasta, because it's made of beans. There's like 15 to 26 grams of protein, probably more like what you're actually going to eat. Plus tons of, potassium, really good amount of iron and other good stuff. The stuff that's in beans is in the pasta. So I love to eat pasta made of beans. And so they have this kind, and we're going to give it a shot. But this was actually a lot cheaper than it is in Whole Foods. Like, in Whole Foods, you get an 8-ounce, like their brand. This is the cheapest that I found. Their brand of bean pasta for 8 ounces is $2.99, and I'll put on the screen what this ends up being, but it's a deal. Like, it's cheaper than that, maybe not by much, but it's still good. Plus it's 8.8 ounces and not only 8, so you get a little extra. And then it's the same story with the spaghetti. So we got 2 boxes of the red lentil spaghetti. One thing I will say about bean pastas is that for the most part, they don't seem to really do well as leftovers. They get really hard after they get cold, and it's like almost impossible to get them soft again. So when you cook your bean pasta, you kind of only want to cook as much as you are gonna eat that night anyway. So 8-ounce packages end up being, not too bad. So anyway, we really love bean pasta in our house, so I'm really excited that Azure Standard is starting to carry large quantities of some brand. Okay, so I got 6 more of the orange juices. They were back in stock. I don't know if we're going to be ending up having orange shortages. I shared in a previous video that it is entirely possible we will end up with orange shortages due to crop failures in Florida. Again, I'm not 100% on that. I mean, it seems like it's the same story for stuff just kind of across the board right now, but I just decided to grab it. We like to use it for salad dressings and sauces for things, like especially if we do like a orange chicken style tempeh or tofu, to do like takeout type Chinese food or whatever. So I like to have orange juice on hand, or like flavoring other things. And then occasionally people will get a glass of it, but we don't really drink it. So this is more for cooking when I get it like this. I got something I've never tried before, so I'll definitely let you guys know how I feel about it. A full pound of this, it says vegetarian, but it is vegan, broth powder, because we do like to add little broth cubes to things here and there for extra flavor, and it just makes for a really easy meal. But those are really expensive. This, I'll put on the screen how much it was. Theoretically, this is going to be way more than just spending like $2 or $3. I think it's $3 on a little tiny box of vegan chicken flavor cubes. And then these look a little bit more natural than those as well. I mean, it's still got like maltodextrin in it and stuff. Here, let me show you guys. But overall, I think, it's okay. Like, this is definitely not like a super mega ultra natural health food, but this does help a lot with cooking and making yummy stuff. So I wanted to go ahead and have some of that on hand, and hopefully it is good. I'll definitely be letting you guys know. A pound of whole coriander seeds. I have tons that I have collected from the cilantro in our garden. Most of you probably already know, but just in case you don't, the cilantro plant, which is what we call it in the US, elsewhere in the world, like in the UK, I'm pretty sure they just call the whole thing coriander, but we call cilantro the leafy plant. And then coriander is the seed of that plant. So I actually, for the longest time, I've just been collecting all of the seeds off of my cilantro plants and then using that for my own coriander. But it's just, I don't know, I'm like running out, and I didn't grow any cilantro yet this year. And I just thought, I'll have some on hand just because, I don't know, I want to have it on hand. And then you guys know too, I really like to buy my herbs for the most part in the whole herb form, because then they last a lot longer that way, and then you can grind it yourself as needed if it's even necessary. But I do a lot of Indian cooking, and a lot of times they call for the whole seeds in Indian cooking, and so that's what I do. And then you crunch into them while you're eating, and it's so yummy, and I love it. But anyway, moving on to the part where it was almost a tragedy of just like irredeemable tragedy. But even still, right? This is still, even with all of the shenanigans, this is still absolutely a first world problem. I am so grateful. We are so blessed. But I did get coconut sugar, which is fine. It looks like nothing here got ants in it because the box was taped up really well. They were all in another box that was taped up super well, so nothing got ants. So happy about that. So I've got another bag of my coconut sugar, a 5-pound bag of the mint carob baking chips, and you can see that these kind of melted into the bag just a bit, and they did get a little solid. There's a couple solid chunks in there, but mostly they're still separate. Part of me is like, this is just a straight up miracle, y'all. I can't believe this stuff didn't melt outside after 3 days. Dark chocolate chips, allergen free. So that is, we just like to, so these are really, it's a really expensive thing, but I like to have stuff for baking, but also because this ends up being like our treat. We have like a little pile of a chocolate chip, and that will be a treat for the kids. But also, you guys know holidays are coming up and holiday baking and all of that. So I do like to have this stuff on hand. And then we've got white chocolate chips, allergen free. So these are vegan because they don't have milk or anything in them. They're really yummy. These are really yummy. I already tasted them to see if they were still okay. But yeah, like miraculously, I think they did not melt together at all. So my chocolate chips and my white chocolate chips are safe. These were a major surprise to everybody because we do love the white chocolate chips, but I decided to go with a smaller container this time because we want to make sure that they actually are good before I buy a whole bunch more. Vegan white chocolate is not almost never as good as regular white chocolate. My husband says these are good, but wait, let me grab a few and just taste it for you right now. Oh yeah, those are pretty good. You taste about like vegan white chocolate usually tastes. Not perfect, but still good. Probably would be excellent inside of something else. I don't see myself sitting and eating those. But I can have like a little pile of the dark chocolate chips and it'll be yummy. And then it's sort of the same thing for Adam because he's our chocolate allergy in the house. So anyway, you can find allergen-free chips, which are great, not just for vegan people, but you know, for people who have other allergies like shellfish and things like that. So yay, my chocolate chips were saved. I'm so relieved. And then here is the giveaway for the video because I don't know, it seems like the matcha has been popular and I'm loving the matcha so much. So this is our giveaway for this month, the secret giveaway. Remember, the number one rule of the giveaway is to not mention the giveaway because I do this secretly because I don't want people just showing up for the giveaway. I want it only for people who are already watching. So basically how you enter is leave a comment down below, whatever you want to say, just not anything about the giveaway. I will respond to your comment and then that lets you know that you're receiving notifications of my response to your comment. And then at a certain point, I'll put the date on the screen because I'm still so frazzled. I haven't like thought of details right now. I'll put the date on the screen. On this date, I will respond to your comment again, and I'll use the phrase, "You're so amazing," and that will let you know that you won. And then email me at the email on the screen. Just email me your address and I will send it to you. So matcha's great. It's got a little bit of caffeine, but I just thought this one, it seems like everybody is kind of tired and dragging, maybe especially going into holiday seasons. So this one has like guarana and ginseng, like a little extra energy boost. So I thought that might be fun for people. But yeah, there's the giveaway. And yeah, good luck. So moving on, we have some of my absolute favorite seasoning packs. I let out a literal squeal when I saw these on the website because I am that much of a dork. So I bought a 12 pack of my fish taco seasoning. I don't know if you guys have been watching at all and you've seen anything around here, you know I kind of love this fish taco seasoning. It's yummy, citrusy, and light, and just great. It's vegan. It's just like it's like the fish taco flavoring. So, you know, it's like that light citrusy flavor. So I love to have it. It has recently like gone way up in price at my Whole Foods, which is where I normally get it. So it's normally, it's gone up to like all the way to like $1.79 each, I think, at my Whole Foods. It may have already hit $1.99, but still on Azure Standard, it was still a really good price. And I'll put that on the screen because I don't remember what it was. I just remember it was a much better price. And then also, again, thinking of kind of holidays coming up and thinking of kind of making things easier on me, even though I do have some recipes for homemade gravies, like vegan homemade gravies and stuff. Sometimes you just want something easy. So I got 3 packs of this vegetarian brown gravy mix to give a try, and it is vegan. So I'm just going to sort of give those a try and see if I like them before I think about getting more for kind of holiday cooking stuff coming up. And then last and certainly not least, y'all, you know what it is. It's the ramen. It's like it would not be a haul video of mine without some ramen. Sorry, I've got a little kid utilizing one of the boxes over here. Anyway, so I posted a funny post about them being out. And somebody was like, you did this because I keep talking about it. But then they had it back. So yay, I went ahead and just got my 3 packages of my, McDougal Right Foods chicken flavor ramen. And seriously, guys, it is not, now I'm like, I got to talk this stuff down because people keep buying it. But it is definitely not like a gourmet food by any means. It's just really handy to have on hand for those moments when you're just like, oh my gosh, like I only have like 3 minutes or whatever. Or, a kid suddenly has to leave early for an activity, like before dinner is made or whatever. That's like a lot of how we use these. And then we always add extra tofu or beans or whatever to, increase the nutrition and a little bit of the calories. And so these just are super handy and we love them in our house. And, there's just something kind of fun about instant ramen. There just is. So we just have it in the house. So anyway, that is the full haul. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Sorry, it was like so chaotic this time, and just with the craziness of the drop and oh my gosh, all of that. But honestly, my prayer, my hope is that this doesn't happen to anyone ever again. That, well, for one, like Azure Standard has been made aware of the problem now, that if they send 2 emails in a row, that they should probably change the subject in case some email program groups them together, but also just in case somebody else, like before they implement the change, if something similar happens, to really look for that. I guess if you use Gmail, look for that stupid microscopic little 2 next to the subject line, and then you will know that you have more than 1 email there, because that's way easier than just having more than 1 email there. Okay. All right. It's enough for me. As always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys later. Bye.